Welcome to Wake Up Call. Malik Jackson alongside
Keely McCormick. I'm super excited to be back with you guys right next to my wonderful co-anchor.
The best in the business. We're glad to have you back. We are truly glad to have you back. But we do have a lot of news that we need to cover today. We'll be covering the State of the Union address by President Trump, the response from the Democrats. We have some good icon-bearing good news stories.
That's right, and everything in recent sports news that you need to know. All that and much, much more because Wake Up Call
starts right now. And welcome to Wake Up Call. I'm Malik Jackson alongside Keely McCormick.
That's right.
Aren't you guys excited for another show?
Very excited. Now let's get...
We're glad to have you back.
I'm glad to be back.
Are you?
Very glad.
A long break. You know, you had winter break and then an extra week.
That's right. It's been a little too long. I've been away from you for too long and Wake Up Call, of course.
Oh, don't make me emotional.
Oh, don't get emotional.
I'll try not to. Let's get started off with the news, guys. We start off this morning with last night's State of the Union. Donald Trump's first. At the start of the speech, Donald Trump presented a very unifying message, reaching out to Democrats, but quickly reverted back to the policies the Democrats think are overboard. The biggest agenda on the president's list seemed to be immigration, where he spent most of his time. But he also addressed North Korea, ISIS, the unemployment rate, and even a decision he made yesterday, hours before the State of the Union, to keep Guantanamo Bay open, reversing an order that President Obama signed in his last year of office to shut down the military-ran prison.
As all presidents do, Trump brought people to as guests to highlight the very best of America. Some of those guests include Ago Wambier. Parents Otto was imprisoned in North Korea after talking a propaganda flyer off the wall to bring home. He was eventually released back to the U.S. but died shortly after returning. Another guest of the president's was a police officer who adopted a newborn baby because the child's mom had fallen victim to the opioid crisis in America. Overall, experts say Trump didn't do anything we didn't expect him to. CNN's final headline described the speech as, quote, an open hand and a clenched fist, end quote.
And Joseph Kennedy III, grandson of former President JFK, gave the official Democratic response to the State of the Union. The representative gave an impassioned speech emphasizing the word a lot, emphasizing the word all a lot. He criticized the president for some of his policies and statements he enacted and made so far in his presidency. And if you were wondering, there were an additional 4 more Democratic responses given after the State of the Union, including one by Bernie Sanders and Maxine Waters, all striking the same tone.
That's right, and new sexual assault allegations have been levied against another prominent figure this time, actor Scott Baio. Nicole Eggert Baio, co-star of a show called Charles in Charge, called the actor out in a tweet accusing him of raping her in his garage while she was still a minor. Baio has since came out with a video on Facebook calling the allegations completely false.
35-year-old Glee star Mark Selling, also known as Noah Puckerman from the show, was found hanging in a tree dead by a river bed Tuesday morning. Police found him just a few hours after he was reported missing. There is speculation that the suicide was related to the fact that he recently pled guilty to the possession of child pornography, over 50,000 photos, and was scheduled for sentencing in March. And after this commercial break, Keely's going to be back with the Gymnastics star right here at KU. Stay tuned.
Why am I calling Safe Right? There's no extra cost. It's included in my tuition. Why am I calling Safe Right? Because it's convenient and the driver will be here in 10 minutes. So the reason I'm calling Safe Right is because it's safe.
Good evening. What's your KU ID?
Where you go to college makes a statement about you. This place will become a part of you, your identity for life. The University of Kansas, a great place to be you.
And welcome back. Now I'm here with Andi Puls, who's a member of the KU Gymnastics team. Welcome, Andi. Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me.
Now, KU Gymnastics team is a sports club here at KU, so can you tell me a little bit about what the difference is between a sports club and a regular team here?
Well, so we're not a Division I team, and because KU doesn't have that, but we're more like an intramural team, such as intramural soccer or volleyball that you could join. And we're a national association, and there are sport club gymnastics teams all over the country.
Okay, awesome. So what's your position in the sports club?
Currently, I'm the treasurer of the club, and then I'm a member as well, and I compete in all around.
Awesome. So I know this past weekend you guys were in Colorado. Can you tell me a little bit about those events and the outcome?
Yeah, so we drove to Colorado as a team, competed at University of Denver. It was our first meet at Denver this year, and then it was 2 new members on the team, their first time competing, and so it was really successful, and everyone had a good time.
Oh, wow. Now, what's the dynamic of the team? I think gymnastics is more of like an individual sport, but how do you guys work together as a team as well?
We really work together at practices by pointing out each other's corrections and helping each other out with new skills and giving pointers from time to time.
So where do you guys practice at?
We practice at Lawrence Gymnastics in Athletics.
Okay.
It's out on Wakarusa and Bob Billings, like kind of
Oh,
way
wow.
out.
Yeah, that sounds far. So what's a typical practice look like for you guys?
Well, we practice at 9 p.m. to 11 p.m.
Oh, wow, that's late.
It's pretty late, but we go in, we stretch and warm up a little bit and kind of disperse to any of the events we want to work on. We don't have a coach, so it's more self-instructed.
Okay, cool. And how many people are a part of this team?
Currently, we have about 8 to 10 members. Only 4 of us compete, so we're really looking to gain more members to compete.
So how can people join? I know I'm personally kind of horrible at gymnastics. I can roll over, kind of do a somersault, but I don't think that's what you guys are looking for. But how can someone who is interested in gymnastics get involved?
It's really easy. You can just sign up on the Sport Club website at KU, and also on Rock Chalk Central, there's a gymnastics webpage. And you can contact me or the president, Morgan Powell. She is really helpful in getting people on the team and getting everyone informed about it.
Okay, awesome. So what are your favorite events to participate in?
My favorite is floor and beam.
So what does floor mean?
Floor is like the big floor exercise, and you're doing tumbling passes and leaps and dance.
Oh, wow. Okay, something I could never do. And then beam, I know what a beam looks like. So what, do you just flip around on there?
Right.
How does that work?
Well, you can do backflips or you can do cartwheels. Some like lower level things, you can do like a backwards roll.
Okay. Wow.
And like handstands, and then you have to do leaps on there too as well.
Wow, something I could truly never accomplish.
We can work on it.
Yeah, maybe we'll work on it. I'll come to your practices.
Okay.
So what do you guys have upcoming? What's next weekend? What's to come? Any big events?
Okay, so we have a competition at University of Illinois this weekend, and there will be a lot of teams there, and we went to that meet last year. It was really fun. So we're looking forward to that, and then we have a break for about 2 months, and then we have nationals in April.
Okay, cool. So what are you guys doing to prepare for nationals? Is it the typical practice or harder?
It'll be a little harder. We'll try and get everything cleaned up in our routines and just focus on form and looking good.
Awesome. So do you guys already know which events you'll be competing in, or do you have to qualify, or how does that work?
There's no qualifying scores or like skills. You just can do whatever you want, and I compete in all around, and other people can specialize, like just do floor or just do bars if they want.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us. Be sure if you're interested in participating in gymnastics to contact Andi or the president. Thank you again, Andi. And after this, we'll be back with more news.
When you shop local in the heart of the city, you support the people that make our community thrive. The money you spend here stays here, in this place we call our home. Lawrence, Kansas, where there's good old-fashioned hometown pride. Eat local, drink local, shop local.
Welcome back, and now it's time for our favorite segment right here on These Minds. Week in Review. Stories that matter to you. They may not be at the top of the news, but they are important. First, the First Lady Melania didn't help to quiet the rumors about infighting with Donald Trump after news came out that he paid off a porn star right before the 2016 election. Melania is showing up by herself to the State of the Union, breaking with traditions of the past. They have not been seen together since the story broke.
And on Friday, the world's tallest man and the world's shortest female met Sultan Kosin, who stands 8 feet 3 inches, and Jordan Umej, who stands at a mere 2 feet 6 inches. Stood alongside ancient primates as they were pictured here. The meeting happened in Cairo, Egypt, organized by the Egyptian Tourism Board.
That's a really cool picture. He's all the way up here. See, they're waving. You can't even see her
crazy.
little hand. His hand's taking up half of the picture. Superstar soccer player David Beckham has done what many people thought he was going to do. He finally bought a soccer team in Miami. It's going to launch next year, so good luck to him with
Pretty
that.
exciting. And KFC is making history by having, wait for it, the first female Colonel Sanders. That honor was given to Reba McEntire, so that's pretty exciting.
I don't know.
Big move for women.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
KFC is
know.
not my favorite,
We'll
but
KFC is so good that breading on the chicken.
personally not what I
I bet you some people in here would know what I was talking about. And now something bizarre right out of Lawrence, Kansas. Following last week's KU debacle against OU, which many attribute to Udoka Azubuike poor free throw shooting, a man showed up to the men's basketball dorm to offer advice. The man wouldn't leave, so police were called. He left when they showed up, so he wasn't arrested, but man.
Yeah, I would not be so happy about that.
Bill Steffi said he was glad that the fans care that much,
Yeah.
aren't you? That's a good.
Good to know. And now we're going to talk a little bit about something that's become a more recent issue in America, and that is fake news. The largest producer of fake news is in the country of Macedonia, and sometimes it is pretty hard to spot the fake news.
So we have come up with a few tips and tracks to keep you guys aware. First off, a really awesome show, Wake Up Call. I don't know if you heard of it or not. This really attractive
They're,
African American guy
And
anchors the show. This attractive. I don't know. I'm just kidding. But we try our best to make sure we're sticking to the facts. Second, check the author and other works that they have published to know the credibility of that work.
It's important to consider the source and read beyond the headline. And always, always remember to check the date. Dig a little deeper to find something more supporting the article.
Fake news has recently caused series of problems, so it is important to be aware of how you can stop it. And we have to make sure we have a clear definition of what fake news is. Fake news is when you deliberately put something out in the attempt to disinform someone about the facts. But to have a story published and there be a fact in the story wrong is not in itself fake news.
That's right, and it is a big moneymaker for those in Macedonia. I recently read an article about a teenage boy who was Macedonia is a rather poor country. They make about $6,000 a year, and this boy was making more than anyone had ever made. The money was just flowing in, but all he was doing was producing fake news about American politics, and just the money was just flowing in for him. So,
and a lot of people would say that's how the President of the United States is in the White House now. Because
also, that may be fake news. So
well, that's not fake news. That's been proven by over 16 different intelligence agencies. But we'll let the.
All right.
I don't know. I mean, see what we say. We report the facts on Wake Up Call. The fact is, 16 intelligence agencies have said that the Russia government meddled in the 2016 election with fake news, ads on Facebook, spots, things like that, to make sure that the American people that had to make an informed decision on who they would vote for would be swayed. And also things coming from Brett Bart, such as Pizzagate, which was a theory that Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton were running some kind of sex chain out of a pizza shop. Actually ended up getting someone killed. So it's important.
I don't think no one died.
So yeah,
no one was.
You can look it up.
All right, well, we do not know for sure the facts on those, so we will need to double check on that for you. But now on to everything you need to know about sports. As we all know, the Jayhawks took home a win Monday night against the K-State Wildcats. Final score was 70-56, which KU fans were excited about, but it hurt the Wildcats. And we have a clip of Barry Brown, K-State's junior guard, discussing his performance, so let's check that out.
I mean, it's what I have to do. It's what the whole team has to do. I mean, it's just a bad performance on my part, and but I mean, after tonight, I gotta go back to the drawing board, get ready for West Virginia.
But great showing by the Jayhawks right there. Very proud of them. They went into the K-State's arena and really took care of business. Moving right along, Kansas City Chiefs have agreed to trade Alex Smith. The deal last night broke the quarterback Alex Smith to the Washington Redskins for a third-round pick and cornerback Kendall Fuller. This sudden trade caused several other uninvolved teams to change their offseason plans. I'm a huge Chiefs fan. I don't know necessarily how I would choose to react to this story. I think he's a great quarterback. He's a Pro Bowl quarterback. We're putting our faith into a young guy. I understand that, so maybe. But maybe next year I'll have a better answer for you guys.
Yeah, changes are always different. But I personally am just a Chicago Bears fan. Stay true to the Bears. So not a Chiefs fan quite yet, but maybe eventually I'll get there. Early this morning, for the first time since 1866, the blue moon, blood moon, and supermoon all coincided. So U.S. stargazers got up early this morning to watch this rare eclipse. While they were awake bright and early, intrigued with this fascinating occurrence, Malik and I were asleep. Is that right, Malik?
Yes, I was asleep. I actually was dealing with some indigestion. A little sick.
Indigestion.
Had too much mac and cheese the previous night.
Last night, Malik came over to my sorority house and we had a mac and cheese bar, and this man filled his plate up. I was amazed. He actually made a bet if he could finish it or not.
I did finish it.
It was pretty impressive, I gotta say.
I think it was a normal size plate, but they begged to
normal
differ.
for some, but proud of you for that. All right, now on to my favorite segment.
I come bearing good news.
During the Las Vegas shooting that occurred in October, Giovanna Calzadillas, a mother of two and a wife, was shot in the head. Her injuries were so severe that at one point the doctor suggested taking her off life support to donate her organs. But now 4 months later, this miracle mom is going home to her husband and children. She said, and I quote, "I feel strong and positive. I will not quit on them, and I will not quit on myself," unquote. So as you can see, that is a truly very strong woman right there, and doctors are describing the recovery as a miracle. And to top it all off, Jason Aldean sent her a video message saying he's praying for her, and if she wants to come out to see him, he will hook it up VIP style.
That is a very good story, you know, a miracle in that, you know.
Yeah.
Paid off for her.
Really
We're going to take a commercial break and we're going to be right back on Wake Up Call.
What if we let our insecurities guide our days?
What if I'm not enough?
What if I'm not pretty enough?
What if I'm not smart enough?
Active enough?
Fit enough?
Popular enough?
What if I'm not perfect enough?
Stop. Stop.
Stop.
Stop.
Breathe.
Open yourself to positivity.
Take a drive.
You.
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 You are enough.
And welcome back to Wake Up Call. The Grammys occurred this past Sunday, and aside from the controversies of who won and who lost and who should have gotten what, the artists that attended wore white roses to the Grammys to fend off or to speak up against sexual harassment, which I think is a really important issue because they are people who are in the media and have power, and they're using this power for good. So we have a clip of some of the artists discussing this topic.
In a letter sent to members of the music industry, the group said, "We choose the white rose because historically it stands for hope, peace, sympathy, and resistance." Billboard reports both Kelly Clarkson and Halsey plan to support the demonstration in some way. The White Rose Initiative comes after most actresses and actors wore black to the 2018 Golden Globe Awards to protest sexual misconduct and gender inequality in the workplace.
I think it's awesome that they were using their power for good.
Yeah, Janae Monáe had a very good speech about that at the Grammys, and a lot of artists and celebrities have come out and spoke up and really said very poignant things, like Oprah said, I believe, at the Golden Globe Awards. So very powerful words there. Some big winners of Bruno Mars, Tacoma.
That's right. I know Malik and I love the song.
If you guys are watching Weekend Review,
it was playing over that. But
Drippin'
can you
in Finesse.
Yep, that's Malik's favorite song. I think that's
favorite song. I don't know about that.
That's the only song you've been playing in the car ever since Cardi B. I haven't seen you in love with the song that much.
I do like "Walk on Water" by Beyonce and Eminem. I walk.
That's a good one. Honestly, Beyonce's just a queen. Everything she does amazes me.
Did you see the video of her sitting down at the Grammys and she was clapping, and her daughter told her to stop?
No, I didn't see that.
It was a good video.
That's funny.
Her and Jay-Z were sitting down, because they're A-list celebrities, front row of the Grammys, and they're clapping after the end of a performance or something, and she turns and says, and then her parents stop clapping. I think the meme said, "Who really runs the household?"
Yeah.
But that was good. The finesse performance on the Grammys with Cardi B and Bruno Mars is really good. Also, Kendrick Lamar's performance at the beginning with that Dave Chappelle coming in, and James Corden did a fine job.
And Miley Cyrus and Elton John, I believe, had a great performance together. I know Miley Cyrus honestly amazes me. She's been in the media recently or in the past for some up and downs in her life, but I truly think she's just a very talented
What did you think
artist.
of them reading out of Fire and Fury?
Oh, I don't know. I laughed at some of them. I was like, that part's kind of funny, but I didn't watch the whole thing. I just watched a little bit of that. I thought some parts were funny, some parts weren't funny. What was your opinion on it?
Well, I thought the 2-minute clip. I thought it was, I don't know. We try to stay unbiased on the show, but it was.
I try to stay unbiased. Malik doesn't.
It was it was a very strong point that someone could go and observe the White House for as long as Michael Wolff did with his Fire and Fury book, and so much to come out, and so much of it has been corroborated and confirmed about how this White House runs. But the fact that they had Hillary Clinton on there talking about Donald Trump, I thought was kind of fun.
When I was watching it with a bunch of people, when Hillary's face popped up, it definitely got the humor aspect going. We were all giggling to see her out there.
Some humor and some wish you were our president. A lot of that kind of Hollywood cheering. They're Democrats, and most of the people that are Democrats, they're cheering.
That's right. Malik and I were recently talking about how I'm running for president in a few years. I'm going to get a fake ID that says I'm 35, run for president. Then Malik doesn't have to complain so much about American politics, right, Malik?
I think I'd be more scared if you were president than that Donald Trump is president.
That's not true. I'd run this great country greatly.
So should we start off with some interview questions?
Yeah, go ahead.
So what is your policy against ISIS? Come on, I'm ready.
No ISIS, peace.
I know, but how do you stop them? They don't have a peace.
We'll give them a hug and tell them let's...
Oh, that's going to stop?
Yep, we'll talk it out.
So hug's just going to work?
Yep, a hug will work.
Okay, so what about unemployment in America?
We'll create more jobs.
How?
Hug each other.
Hug each other,
yep.
Okay.
See, it'll go great, guys. Don't worry.
School shootings, gun violence in America.
See, I truly think these all relate. We need to promote peace, and it starts somewhere within America. I don't know. We, as people, need to figure ourselves out because there is so much hate. Not between us, but between other people. There's a lot of hate right now.
Only if ISIS could be killed and school shootings could be stopped with a nice big old hug, life would be so much better.
It really would be.
All right, do you have anything fun planned for this upcoming week?
Well, I am going to intern in London this summer.
You officially got the word back.
My application is due on Friday. So this week is very hectic for me, finishing up final touches. Okay. And after Friday, I'll be in the clear, thank goodness.
So so everyone that applies gets it, or do you have to, is there an approval process?
Yes, everyone that applies, well, you have to have a certain GPA and a certain amount of credits, and there's definitely requirements, but I have all of that done, and I have all the proper requirements, but once I get approved, then they place me, so it just depends. I'm not sure exactly where I'll be placed yet, but that's what it depends on, so that's what I'll find out in a few weeks.
Where you'll be placed in London?
Well, I'll be in the city of London, but which company I'll be at.
So do you have one that you want to go to?
BBC. but that does not really happen. But so I don't really care. Anywhere where I can work on broadcasting and my writing skills. So
Well, I'll
we'll
be
see what happens.
in this summer. I'll be writing this, big old state of Kansas, or not Kansas, but America. Somewhere, hopefully New York or Washington, with CNN somewhere doing that. I haven't even started on my application. What do you know?
Well, you should probably get on that, my friend.
Well, procrastinating has worked up into this point. The deadline hasn't passed yet, so maybe
Eventually you'll get there.
eventually we're just not there yet. But you're doing another show this semester. We're doing another show this semester. So tell them what you're doing.
I'm a sports anchor on KUJH, which is on Mondays and Wednesdays. I'm on the Monday show at 4 o'clock. You guys should definitely tune into that. And then Malik is on the Next, which is on Fridays. Fun Friday afternoon show. Do you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, it kind of coincides with another event that I usually attend on Fridays. But
what's that?
We'll discuss
get
after
free
this.
drinks or something, right? Water?
Yeah, water.
Free pitchers
free water.
of water on Fridays at the Jayhawk Cafe.
Yeah, no,
just a local cafe.
I don't think that's what it's called, but it's a long story. But no, it kind of coincides with that event. But no, I'll be doing some entertainment reporting for that show with a great Jackson Kurtz, who used to do KUJH and started his own show. He actually interned with CBS this summer, so that'll be fun. So sports, entertainment, not necessarily the hard news. But
no, but
I'll
we get
miss
the hard news here, and then
on Wednesdays.
Wednesdays at what time?
9 o'clock, 9 a.m.
9
She tried to change it to 10. She was trying to trick all you guys. She was trying to make sure that you guys weren't going to watch it.
That's not true. I wanted everyone to watch it, but I know our fans sometimes get tired and need to sleep in a little past 9, so they get up at 9:30, drink their coffee, and watch Wake Up Call.
Wow, need to sleep in a little past till 9.
Yeah.
It's kind of late, don't you think?
I mean,
9 o'clock in the morning.
I'm up at 6, ready to go, but not necessarily.
I feel like the great majority of people go to work at 8.
Yeah.
8 to 5.
Well, we're here now, 9 a.m., back and better, so that's all that matters.
We're glad that you guys are joining us.
Of course. So excited.
For Keely McCormick, I'm Malik Jackson. We truly, truly appreciate you guys joining us today. And we can't wait to have you right back here next week. Thank you.
That's right. Have a great day and be kind to one another, KU.